Welcome to Souls of Symmetry. My name is Bob, and I'm happy to be with all of you. We are for entertainment purposes only, and we are purposefully entertaining on this channel. A massive thank you for joining the show. Episode 4, and the title is Methods of Depopulation. I had the majority of the show prepared prior to the big win this past week. Congratulations to Mr. President Trump. Congratulations to all of us. Promises made, promises kept. We look forward to the JFK files, the truth about 9/11, and the Epstein list. That will be a tremendous start, Mr. President. As I said, I had the majority of the show prepared prior to the big win. And after the big victory, I felt it was necessary for some additions, beginning with keep yo ass awake. I think it'd be real easy for a lot of us to fall back asleep after this victory, and we're not near the finish line yet. Expectations may be higher than ever, but we can't let our guard down and must stay vigilant. It is now time to put the Great Awakening into overdrive. We all live in this fear based matrix that has made us docile, distracted, and dumbed down, and only focused on work for money for our families. We all depend on this system for survival, and this show is dedicated to explain how this same system is also killing us. It is said we only use 2% of our brain. I think we're superheroes and we don't know, and they're hoping that our powers don't show. Every time I look at the stars, somehow I just want to go because it's odd to me. In the ends, they want to conquer me. Bio-nanotechnology with no history and economies that want to lie to me. Like, that's a lyric from Donny Arcade in his album Book of Aliens. Check it out. The dark forces, the Illuminists, the worshippers of the light bearers, the ones that remain hidden, the ones that stole the 711 books out of the Bible from us, have cut off our ascension ability, the way they designed this world that we live in. Ascension is everything. Attaining the higher self is what this place of free will is all about. They covertly do this by controlling every aspect of our lives. Everything from the food we eat, the water we drink, the air we breathe, and the clothes we wear. We see these fools on TV that are merely puppets. They all report to the ones that are in hiding and in control. I'm sure we're going to show some material here that a lot of you are aware of. We hope we're blessed for you to pick up at least one gem. Also, some may not be pleased with all the topics here. Please know I have nothing but love for you, and this is just my opinion, and no judgment on yours. It would be easy to dedicate a show to each one of these topics we're going to cover, and we will. In fact, our plan is to lay out the next 4 to 5 shows with in depth discussions on each one of these topics. Right now, we still live in this reptilian construct called time. We're trying to expose as many areas as possible with the short amount of time we have with all of you. As always, please open your mind and consider the movies The Matrix and The Terminator were in fact actual documentaries, and that Star Wars and Star Trek are from our past and not the future. How did they build all those pyramids? All right, let's get into this evil agenda of reducing our very human existence. We're going to skim the surface on several different areas: false flag events, GMOs, fluoride, chemtrails, weather manipulation, big pharma, disease, vaccines, and abortion. We're beginning with false flags. False flags are used to instill fear and more control. A false flag, to me, is a major psychological operation with catastrophic physical damage. The dark powers cause a problem, blame someone else, chaos ensues, and then the dark powers circle back around with a solution, all the while profiting and killing humanity. 9/11 is an undeniable example of a false flag event. The Pentagon, on September 10th, 2001, Donald Rumsfeld, I think his position was the defense secretary at the time, reported that they lost $2.3 trillion. And then a long time in the making ritual sacrifice of thousands of lives occurred at the Trade Center the very next day. Does anybody know what happened to the 2.3 trillion?
Are, as they say, tangled in our anchor chain. Our financial systems are decades old. According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions. We cannot share information from floor to floor in this building because it's stored on dozens of different technological systems that are inaccessible or incompatible.
We're also going to show a clip of a captivating interview done by Alex Jones with a man by the name of Aaron Russo. Aaron Russo is a very well-known producer that was most known for the popular movie Trading Places. He also ran for governor of Nevada. Let's give a listen to Aaron Russo explaining a meeting with a Rockefeller just months before 9/11 happened.
Could you be specific about when you met Rockefeller, how it happened in these discussions?
I met Rockefeller through a female attorney I knew who called me up one day and said, one of the Rockefellers would like to meet you. I had made a video called Mad as Hell, and he'd seen the video and wanted to meet me and knew I was running for governor of Nevada. So sure, I'd love to meet him. And I met him and I liked him, and he was a very, very smart man. And we used to talk and share ideas and thoughts. And he's the one who told me 11 months before 9/11 ever happened that there was going to be an event. Never told me what the event was going to be, but there was going to be an event. And out of that event, we were going to invade Afghanistan to run pipelines from the Caspian Sea. We were going to invade Iraq, to take over the oil fields, establish a base in the Middle East, and make it all part of the New World Order. And we go after Chavez in Venezuela. And sure enough, later, 9/11 happened. And I remember he was telling me how how you're going to see soldiers looking in caves for people in Afghanistan and Pakistan and all these places. And there's going to be this war on terror, which there's no real enemy. And the whole thing is a giant hoax, but it's a way for the government to take over the American people.
He told you it was going to be a hoax.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's no question.
Is everything scripted? Might be. All of a sudden, we have terrorism on full display in the media, and we were all hoodwinked on who the true enemy was that day. It enabled the bloodshed to continue in Iraq under the guise of them holding weapons of mass destruction, which was all bullshit. And many more lives, many more innocent lives perished. And it's said that the dark forces, perhaps under Hillary's control, actually invaded Iraq in search of hidden artifacts, things from the past, one of which was known as the Tomb of Gilgamesh. Definitely another topic for another show. But the point here is that how the dark forces present the reason for the war is not even close to the truth. There's always an outside motivation that's unbeknownst to us for their motivation to go to war. The Patriot Act was put in place and the war machine wheel continues. And isn't it interesting that Jeffrey Epstein owned this painting of George Bush? Who was the real enemy that day? If I'd love betting, and I do, I would bet the hizzy that Osama bin Laden had nothing to do with it. After this unreal event, can you believe that we believed that they found a terrorist passport a couple blocks from the Trade Center in the street? Another couple quick points about all this. We all needed to deal with the increased security at the airports. Of course, it made travel that much more difficult. Have you ever wondered why you feel extra fatigued while you travel? Have you ever thought about the X-ray machines? Could they be giving us a jolt of radiation? Don't we all have to wear a lead vest when we get an X-ray? Why did they eliminate lead paint from houses? Could it be that lead paint's a good thing in blocking wireless frequencies, EMFs, electromagnetic frequencies, radiation, 5G, etc.? Anyway, always question what you see, especially with this big black swan event that's approaching us. Deception is the devil's playbook. Next subject: GMOs, genetically modified organisms, fluoride, and chemtrails. I included all three of these in the same category because they're all man-made concoctions, evil potions that are keeping us dumbed down, docile, and most importantly, hurting our ability for ascension. GMOs are said to be used to pretty up the food, increase shelf life. They're injecting the food we see in food stores. And please know that fast food is riddled with this stuff. These organisms, these corporations have weaponized, are said to cause health issues and infertility. The bad ingredients in food is abundant. Could it be tied to chronic illness, which is then tied to the pharmaceutical companies providing a profitable solution? The wheel goes round and round. More than likely why Daenerys Stormborn said she wanted to break the wheel. And I think we will.
Lannister, Targaryen, Baratheon, Stark, Tyrell. They're all just spokes on a wheel. This one's on top, then that one's on top, and on it spins, crushing those on the ground.
It's a beautiful dream. Stopping the wheel. You're not the first person who's ever dreamt it.
I'm not going to stop the wheel. I'm going to break the wheel.
We have a close farmer friend, and his heirloom tomatoes are not the prettiest, but they're the best tasting tomato you'll ever have. Maybe we should all consider God's food from the earth instead of the devil's food from companies like Monsanto and the Bill Gates Corporation, Bill Gates Foundation. Fluoride is said to calcify our pineal glands. The pineal gland is known as the seat of the soul or the spiritual doorway to the soul. The pineal gland needs much discussion, and it's said to be a target of the dark forces. I'm sure it's discussed in the missing 711 books for the Bible they took from us, because they know how important the pineal gland is for our connection to the divine and for our ability for ascension. As David Straight says, the toothpaste aisle on the food market is the deadliest aisle. Trump and RFK just announced that they're going to eliminate fluoride from the water. Why is this happening now? Because it's the Great Awakening. Chemtrails are said to contain heavy metals, such as barium and aluminum. Is it a coincidence that BA and AL are their abbreviations on the periodic table? Put those two together, it spells Baal, Baal, Moloch, the devil. You never know what you see online, but I've added some pictures of chemtrails here, and I also took a personal video of myself outside of the house. It's certainly tough to judge the altitude of one plane versus the other, but they seem to be at a very similar height, and one is giving off a trail and one isn't. Why are they blanketing the skies over us? The bottom line, planting a garden with mushroom-enriched topsoil will change your life. Using fluoride-free toothpaste is a must. Chemtrails seem to be inescapable, but a mass awakening to their reality is a start. Next subject, weather manipulation and directed energy weapons. Are so-called natural disasters caused by these instruments of destruction? It is said that these machines have the ability to bounce frequencies off of the ionosphere to create so-called natural disasters. Earthquakes, for instance. We've certainly seen some wild storms and fires this past year. Maui, California, Virginia, North Carolina, Florida. Rest in peace to all the souls that perished. If cloud seeding for weather manipulation or the ability for a storm to be steered is possible, how would we not know about that in the past? It's because of all the digital soldiers online presenting the valuable information they're doing and us all working together. Regarding directed energy weapons, I saw a real sharp show, including this guy by the name of John Hutchinson. We'll put the link in the bio, but he discusses directed energy weapons. He discusses antimatter manufacturing. He discusses zero-point technology. All this stuff has been hidden from us, but somebody has it. What has been hidden from us is so vast, it's beyond our belief. Perhaps that's why Souls of Symmetry exist, to wake your ass up. Next subject, big pharma, disease, vaccines. Very difficult realizations here, folks. It is said that they are keeping us numb and they're not healing us. They just want us addicted. So the money keeps pouring in. Let's begin with the word pharmacy or pharmaceutical. It is said that it comes from the ancient Greek word pharmakia, which is said to mean sorcery and witchcraft. Sorcery and witchcraft is mentioned throughout the Bible. Are disease and vaccines in direct relation to each other? Did Bill Gates cause HIV? Was the vaccine responsible for all the deaths from the Spanish flu? Did COVID scare humanity into taking a bioweapon produced with unknown components, injuring, maiming, and killing people on this current day? There's many doctors that have been suppressed and censored. Dr. Robert Malone, Dr. Brian Artist, Dr. Northrup, Dr. Carrie Madej, Dr. Judy Mikovits. All these doctors are providing information on this latest vaccine that's presented to the world. They talk about this latest gene-altering technology, self-assembling nanobots, graphene, and also a component known as luciferase. Here's an article found on the internet. The Amish people are an incredible people. You have to respect the fact that they love living off of the land. They have 0.0 dependence on the matrix and big pharma for survival. Same thing here. Their evil wheel continues. Keep them sick, give them medicine that numbs the original problem, creates other ailments, which in turn will give additional medications and then make additional money on. We have brilliant, holistic, and energy doctors available to us that can fix the health issue and not numb it. If anybody's interested in any recommendations, please ask. We're happy to provide recommendations. Our fifth and final subject for the show is a very sensitive one: abortion. This is my view and opinion only, and we're staying within the title of the show because this is certainly a method of depopulation. First and foremost, God does not make any mistakes. And if you research the statistics on rape and incest, you'll further know. Could a feminism and my body, my choice been constructs developed and invented by the dark forces? Think about it. All of our beautiful ladies needed to go to work after the feminist movement. They're brilliant in the way they attack us. They're brilliant in the way they attack the nuclear family. That's one of their goals, is to destroy the nuclear family. Regarding my body, my choice, I've seen pro-abortion protests, and I've seen women wearing T-shirts that say, "I've had 10 abortions." Can this be right? Have you ever given any thought as to what they do with the babies' bodies after they're aborted? Could this be an evil organ harvesting business that nobody wants to talk about? I've seen multiple interviews from multiple people claiming to have died and been to heaven and then come back. You know what the common thread is in all their stories? All the millions of babies they see in heaven. If we're in a spiritual war of good versus evil, and Lucifer runs the joint here, wouldn't killing God's innocent babies be the best way to hurt God? It's necessary to realize all these areas of evil are interconnected and done by separate but united factions of the dark forces. Could the government, big pharmaceutical corporations, health officials, and the media have a blood oath and a covenant to fulfill their long-sought purpose of depopulating the world? The illusion is that they're not connected. And this is how they continue to get away with their plan and progress it slowly in the shadows, as we are distracted by entertainment, sports, politics, all giving us the impression that we have a choice. My belief is that if we all wake up to this and the collective level of consciousness raises, then the wrath of God abideth them, and we set ourselves free for generations to come. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope you enjoyed the show. Please let us know any comments or questions in the comments section. And as we always say, never surrender. Anything's possible. God bless all of you, Those that know. Let's go. Can't wait to be with you next time. Thank you.
All of this propaganda, all of the stress you can handle. This a wolf on the prowl, creeping in the night like a phantom. Take a good look at me now. We done survived disasters. Take a good look at my features. Kinda like it's a time capsule. We superheroes and don't know, and they hoping our powers don't show. Every time I look at the stars, somehow I just wanna go. Because it's odd to me, aliens up there wanna conquer me. Bio, no technology, no history, but economies wanna lie to me like they've been lying to me all in the schools. They've been lying to me all on the news. And my history's been lied to me too. I just wanna know the truth with